Messalina, third wife of Emperor Claudius, is infamous as the most promiscuous woman in ancient Rome, often depicted as the nymphomaniac empress due to her violent, impulsive, and sexually voracious behavior. Valeria Messalina was about 18 years old in AD 38 when she married Tiberius Claudius Nero Germanicus, who was 47, twice divorced, and a father of two. They were first cousins once removed, descended from Augustus's sister Octavia. For Claudius, this marriage was a great honor, elevating his status. However, Messalina's view might have been less enthusiastic. Claudius had spent his life as a family embarrassment due to his visible disabilities, leading his mother to call him a monster and his great-uncle Augustus to exclude him from public family gatherings. His uncle Tiberius also barred him from public office. Despite these challenges, Claudius's unexpected ascension to emperor in AD 41 after Caligula's assassination was a surprise. Messalina, now an empress in her early 20s, gave birth to the first Roman emperor's son weeks after Claudius took the throne. Messalina's notorious reputation largely stems from accounts by Tacitus and Suetonius, 1st and 2nd century historians who chronicled Rome's early emperors with a critical eye. Suetonius, in the 12 Caesars, offers brief, straightforward remarks about Messalina and Claudius. Tacitus, however, delves much deeper. Details of Messalina's early years as Claudius's wife remain murky, leaving it unclear whether her scandalous reputation emerged immediately or developed over time. Roman society generally viewed women with suspicion, considering them inherently corrupt compared to men. Roman law treated women as perpetual minors, distrusting their ability to manage property and affairs. Tacitus's narrative, beginning around AD 47, paints Messalina as a manipulative and malevolent figure. He describes her scheming to eliminate personal enemies like Valerius Asiaticus, who owned the coveted gardens of Lucullus, and Poppaea Sabina, with whom she spread rumors of an affair to provoke Claudius. Asiaticus was executed, and Poppaea, after being imprisoned and harassed by Messalina's agents, committed suicide. According to Tacitus, Messalina often exploited the judicial system for personal vengeance. She used her power to exile and execute those who crossed her or rejected her advances, fabricating omens and spreading rumors to manipulate her husband. Her personal vendettas became a tool for political manipulation. Her ultimate downfall was as dramatic as her rise. Tacitus is the main source for Messalina's final scandal, though other Roman writers, like Juvenal and Cassius Dio, also depicted her as a depraved and lustful figure. In AD 48, Messalina embarked on a scandalous affair with Senator Gaius Silius. Sources differ on Silius's role. Juvenal and Dio portray him as a passive recipient of Messalina's advances, while Tacitus describes him as an eager participant. Messalina showered Silius with luxurious gifts, and their affair became public knowledge. Silius divorced his wife, but Messalina could not extricate herself from her marriage to Claudius. In a shocking move, Messalina and Silius staged a mock wedding while Claudius was away in Ostia. Messalina paraded through the streets in bridal attire to Silius's home, where they exchanged vows and celebrated with a lavish party. The exact nature of this event remains debated, whether it was a genuine wedding or a provocative performance, and whether it was an attempt at a coup or merely a scandalous display. The true intent remains unknown, as both Messalina and Silius were executed before dawn. Claudius was swiftly informed of the scandal by his favorite mistresses. Believing Messalina and Silius were plotting against him, he ordered their immediate arrest. Messalina was taken to the gardens of Lucullus, while Silius and his conspirators were executed at the army camps, and Silius's legacy was erased from history. Claudius, conflicted over Messalina's fate, delays his decision. Despite being his wife for a decade, the mother of his children, and a woman he genuinely loves, he eventually decides to give her a hearing the next day. However, fearing that Messalina might evade punishment, his supporters act preemptively. They deceive Roman centurions and a tribune into believing they have orders to execute Messalina from the emperor. While Messalina is in the gardens with her mother, the soldiers arrive and offer her a choice: to take her own life or face execution. Tacitus reports that Messalina, even in her desperate situation, cannot bring herself to end her life. Her inability to commit suicide is scornfully noted by Tacitus, who claims she was so lacking in virtue that she couldn't even carry out the act of self-destruction. Ultimately, a tribune takes her life with a sword. According to Tacitus, Claudius shows no emotional response to the news of Messalina's death. He called for a cup and went through the routine of the banquet. Even in the days that followed, he portrayed no symptoms of hatred or of joy, of anger or of sadness, or in fine of any human emotion. Following her execution, the Roman government imposed a damnatio memoriae on Messalina, erasing her name from all public and private records and destroying her statues. Despite this official erasure, Messalina's notoriety only grows. Her infamous sexual exploits and scandalous wedding overshadow her other actions, including her political maneuvers, becoming the focus of rumors and gossip. In ancient Rome, exemplary individuals might be deified posthumously, but villains faced damnatio memoriae, a complete erasure from history. This meant that their names were expunged from records, their property seized, and their images defaced. While emperors like Caligula and Nero faced such condemnation, some Roman women, such as Messalina and Julia the Elder, daughter of Augustus Caesar, received this punishment independently. The practice continued into later eras, with Emperor Caracalla condemning his brother Geta in the early 200s, defacing his portraits and making it illegal to speak his name.